What's going on, guys? Josh here from Momentum Productions, and today I brought my good friend Cara Harman here, who is a professional photographer, and today she's going to be showing you how to use natural light. So Cara, tell me, a lot of people are asking whether or not to use natural or artificial lighting. What is your take on that, and overall, what is the difference between natural and artificial light?
Well, artificial lighting, a lot of people enjoy it because it can be so controlled. It also allows, doesn't matter what the weather is, you can go in the studio and, create any situation you want. But I feel like what Mother Nature, what she gave us is natural light is so beautiful. And if you know how to use it, it's not that difficult. You just have to time it, do a little research, and experiment.
Awesome. And then what would you think is, or when do you think is the best time to shoot? Morning, night? What's the difference between the two? That type of stuff.
My personal preference is the morning. I really like atmospheric, moody lighting. I love blue lights. And if you wake up really early and you're like me, who's insane and will wake up at 4 in the morning to get a photo, you're gonna get that really beautiful blue light. And that's anytime between around 4:30 to 8 in the morning, depending on the season. The evening light's really nice too, especially around sunset. It's just if you have a preference between blue light or warm light. Warm light's a little bit more ethereal, and it's probably the most popular source of lighting that people use.
So basically, when you have really harsh light, you can use backlight as a solution, and I'm gonna demonstrate, what that will look like. You never wanna shoot the light that I'm in. It's gonna show every negative detail about anything, and it's also gonna blow out most of the nice details, the eyes, details in the hair. But if you use the sun as backlight, it's going to kind of emphasize what you do want, which is, hair blowing in the wind, really nice facial features, and it's going to show more of a soft tone on the face. So just a little tip, if you're shooting with backlight, sometimes it's hard to focus. So you just need to actually focus on the hair. The hair is what's gonna be able to get the focus the quickest, otherwise it will be blurry and your camera won't know what to focus on. It's also best to shoot on manual. If you do automatic focus, it's kinda just gonna focus on something else that's not even what you're trying to shoot. You can also, if you want sun flares, if you get down and you kind of kneel, you can control some of the sun flares that might appear over here. What not to do, basically, I find shooting in harsh light kind of accentuates all of the negative features we might have in portraits, pores, hair follicles, acne, you name it. It's also going to be too dark in certain places, it might be too blown out in others, and it's not going to be as soft as one might want in a portrait. Sometimes when you don't really want to work with backlight, I personally prefer shade. I find it to be really soft and feminine and flattering. It's still going to capture maybe some details that you might have to work on later in portraits, but I find it to be the easiest to work with. Just for fun, I actually really enjoy to work with lighting indoors. Mainly because you get rainbows. Rainbow light actually often occurs around the time that the sun starts to set. During the fall, it's around 5 to any time between 5 and 7. And the sun comes in, and usually it's through a type of stained glass, but you can get different color patterns with the light, and it's really pretty to shoot with. Windows sort of offer diffusion that you may not get when you're outside because it's already blocking some of the harsh light. And the backlight that you're going to get here is also going to be easier to work with, and it's going to be a little bit softer around the edges and not so crazy backlit. So another type of lighting source that I really like and is especially good for shooting a profile of a portrait is soft diffused window light, and more on the cool tone side. We just showed you the warm tone side, which was the backlight. It's very pretty. This I find to be a little bit more moody and atmospheric, which is a preference of mine, but I feel like this type of lighting can tell a really nice story all on its own.
So something really important to think about when you're shooting natural light is actually what time of year it is. If it's summer, the light's going to be a little bit more warm, and it's also going to change what time you may want to plan your shoot, what time of the day. Same applies to winter. You're also going to might get moodier lighting. You're going to get seasonal weather, rain, fog. Those can all be utilized really wonderfully in portraits and subject matter, especially landscapes. Well, Josh, thank you so much for having me here. I hope that I could answer any questions you guys might have how to utilize natural light best. But if you guys do have more questions, please feel free to reach out to me through my website. It's going to appear at the very end of the video, and it'll be in the description box.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys can create with Cara's techniques. So make sure you send us some of your work as well.
Yes, I want to see everything.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys. Bye.
Bye.